Hey, welcome back to Thailand Virtual Travel Network. My name is Mark. This is the Da Nang version. And I had the opportunity to interview a subscriber, Frank. Great dude, super cool. A lot of insight into what it takes to come here and live in Da Nang. He'll talk about his budget and some very insightful information. So stay tuned and enjoy the show. Remember to subscribe, and let's go. So, Frank, how long have you been here, and why did you come here to Da Nang?
So we came here to Da Nang in 2017. I was working and living in Macau for a few years, and I was ready to retire. And instead of going back to the US, I opted to pick Vietnam as the place to settle down. So we came here in 2017. We settled down, we found a piece of property, and we built a home. And, I placed my roots here.
Wow, Frank. How is it that you're staying here long term? I only have a 90-day visa. What's your story?
My long-term plan was to not come on a tourist visa. I actually started a consulting business here. So that gave me the opportunity to be on a business visa. And then my partner and I, we eventually got married, and I switched my business visa to a marriage visa.
Oh, you've been here for a long time. Let's go over what the good and bad things are. First of all, what are the good things, the things you really enjoy about Da Nang?
Well, that's a good question. Living in Vietnam has so many good points, it's hard to identify one in particular. But I think the most important thing that I really enjoy about living here is the slow quality of life. The pace here is extremely slow paced. There's no sense of urgency, and everything is done at your own leisure.
I totally agree with you, Frank. That is excellent. Are there any drawbacks that you've experienced here living in Da Nang?
Well, I can honestly say, I think the most dramatic drawback that I have found here is adjusting to the culture. The culture here is completely different than the Western culture, and a lot of times expats fall into the trap to try to make the Vietnamese adjust to their thinking, and it doesn't work. The best way to acclimate yourself in this country is to accept the culture for what it is and roll with the punches, and everything works itself out accordingly.
Frank, what is your background? What were you doing in the United States?
Well, I was an engineer by profession. Eventually, I became a business owner. I owned a manufacturing facility out of Tijuana, Mexico. And I was a victim of the 2008 recession. So I lost my business, and I was in my late 50s, and it was time for a change. And I was fortunate enough to come to Asia, and I never looked back since. And I really enjoy my lifestyle at this stage of my life.
Tell me what other countries you've been to here in Asia.
Well, let's see. Obviously, I worked in Macau. I also worked in Hong Kong. I've been to Thailand. And I think that's the extent of it. I never got a chance to go to the Philippines. Other than Vietnam, I spent most of my time traveling the country of Vietnam. I've been to more than half a dozen different cities here, and I spent my time exploring the country.
Frank, you've been here a long time. What's your advice to newcomers to Vietnam?
So if I were here for the first time, the only thing that I would advise someone to do is go out and meet people. But I would find a local who can show me areas to go to that I would not have originally thought. It's been my experience that whenever I've traveled to a new country, I always try to engage with a local person, whether it's someone from the hotel who can help me navigate the areas, because they'll show you areas that you won't hear of online, and it's a whole new experience for you.
Time marches on, Frank. What are you doing for healthcare here in Da Nang?
What I found most interesting about Vietnam in particular was they really have a very good healthcare system. And needless to say, it's extremely, extremely affordable. I've had major surgery here. I go to the International Hospital, VinMed. They practically know me on a first name basis. I've been going to them since 2018. I had heart surgery in VinMed, and I go quarterly for checkups, and it's only like $200 for a complete physical. So I go every 3 months. I get blood tests done, I get x-rays, I get MRIs done. Everything's done, and it's just pennies on the dollar. So I can't complain. I got a doctor who knows me on a first name basis, and I'll never get that level of service in the U.S. Never, ever. So I recommend VidMed very, very highly for Westerners.
Everybody wants to know, what are your expenses? What's your monthly output to live here in Da Nang?
I was fortunate enough to build my own home here, and I have no mortgage. So my living expenses, honestly, all in, is under $800 a month. And I give my wife about $600 a month to take care of whatever she wants to take care of, whether it's food, shopping, any discretionary items she wants. My highest bill is my electric bill, which averages about $100 a quarter a month on an annual basis. And other than that, I got a $10 phone bill and a $30 internet bill, and that's the extent of my bills. That's it. I don't have to pay property tax. I don't have to pay, property insurance. And I live rent-free. And I can't complain. And if you're smart, you can live very comfortably for under $1,000 a month. So for all you seniors out there that says, oh, how can I live? You can live very comfortably between $1,000 and $1,200 a month, including rent, long-term here. And you don't have to be in the city. You can come a little further south, and you're going to find that the rents are much more reasonable here, and you're only 10 minutes from the city.
Frank, thanks very much for contacting me through your new subscription to Thailand Virtual Travel Network. I really appreciate it. Everybody, please subscribe to the channel. Hope you enjoyed this talk. It's great to meet you, Frank. Thanks very much.
Well, Mark, thanks for having me. It's been a great conversation, and it was very nice to meet you. We enjoyed the atmosphere here. Just to mention, to give a shout out to Trees Coffee here in FPT City. And I will end by saying, in Vietnam, every day is Sunday. Good luck.